श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। ஷீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So Abhaya Pradhana Sara is the name of the book, and this is mainly based on Ramayana episode, namely a demon, a good demon by name Vibhishana is surrendering to Lord Rama, and so that was the base on which the whole edifice is built by Vedanta Deshika in this. So the concept is in detail what we call Sharanagati, the total surrender to Lord by all of us is dealt with in detail. So you have a comprehensive detail. You have a comprehensive account of what is prapatti, otherwise called prapatti in Sanskrit, and therefore it is in Tamil, of course. So those who are not familiar with the Tamil, who are not comfortable with the Tamil language, will have to depend on the English translation. And you have the Sanskrit verses also quoted by Sri Vedanta Deshika, a prolific writer, a lion of polemics, and he has written 119 works. So 114 are available now. So now we have, this is what we call Rahasya Grantha, a secret book. So a secret which is should be known by all is no more a secret, and therefore let us now delve deep into this secret. And we are going to the page 17 today, from today. So this we have completed yesterday. And we are now in the context of Shvetaropanishad, supported by Srimad Ramayanam in Uttarakandam, where Lord Creator, the four-faced Brahma, is praising, adoring Lord Vishnu, and that was the context in which we stopped yesterday. Now we will come to the next page. So let me read. Samutpanneshu krityeshu lokasya arthaya kalpase saha. There is a visarga, what you call two dots after the letter sa. So we have to say it while we split the words. So sahatvam vitrasyamanasu prajasu jagadodhuna jagataha adhuna jagatodhuna ravanasya vadha vadhakankshi manusheshu manodadhaha. So this is also a verse from Uttarakanda. So you find that this is a request of Lord Brahma. Now, while Lord Vishnu has allocated the portfolio of creation to the four-faced Brahma, we call him Pitamaha. In Sanskrit, we have a name called grandfather. So the grandfather is the name of the word, very word itself called grandfather is given to only two people in the whole world. Namely, number one, Lord Brahma is called grandfather. Don't ask why should we call him grandfather. Already father to grandfather is there. Great-grandfather, namely Lord Vishnu, is there. Now, the creation is in progress. And of course, Lord Brahma is very active. And Lord Vishnu has given him the duty of creation. So when the creation was going on, samutpanneshu krityeshu, the duties of everyone which have been ordained by Lord have been followed by all people including the gods, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, and so on. So these are all actually what we call management principle. So Lord Vishnu is the general manager of the whole world. And all the activities are for the welfare or the benefit of people. It is not for just, as we say, sport or game, or rather what we call entertainment activity for Lord Vishnu, but it is, so as soon as the creation is done, the leaders take care of the creations. So lokasya arthaya, just for the sake of, it is for the world, lokasya arthaya. Though it is in singular in Sanskrit, it means plural. So we generally say there are 14 worlds. So the 14 worlds are called Leela Vibhuti according in Sanskrit, and it is for game. And Vibhuti means prosperity. So all the worlds must be prosperous, rich. People must be happy. Now this is the what we call decision of the Lord Vishnu. It is not just creating and stopping and then becoming idle. So he is not, Brahma is not idling. So he is also active in blessing the people with a lot of facilities, especially to create happiness. So lokasya arthaya kalpase. Now Lord Brahma is addressing the Lord Vishnu, and he says that, so you have made a decision, and all the duties of all our brothers, you can say, are going on, and it is for the welfare of the whole creation. Now, the problem has come. What is the problem? Since you have been aiming at protecting us, ensuring the welfare of the whole world, sahatvam, sahahi tvam you. So you are the very person who has made me create. And then the problem now is all the people, including the gods in heaven, 33 crores of gods in heaven, are now shuddering or trembling with fear. They are totally afraid. They have morbid fear. They have the fear of existence, the fear of life. Everything is fear, bhayam. So they have been threatened actually, not by 66 crores of demons, but only just one demon called Ravana. Ravana is called Ravana Ishvara, as though he is the Lord of the world. Ravana is only Lankeshwara. He is only Lord of the particular island, small island, a tiny island called Lanka. It's called Sri Lanka. Because Sita went there, it became Sri Lanka. So he has been threatening, boo-booing, troubling, whatever you can say, torturing all the people of the world, all the people of all worlds, gods, demons, gods, even demons, and then among them, because he scolded his own younger brother. One younger brother is called Kumbhakarna, the other younger brother is called Vibhisha. Kumbhakarna also was scolded by. So Vitrasya Manasu, they have been threatened, not by simple fear, great fear. A great fear engulfed the minds of all the people of the world. Prajasu. Where? Jagataha, in the world. So so please remember heaven, Swarga, also say Bhumi, the ground in which we are now living, and also Patal, the nether world, we call it, and the underworld, where the snakes have special place, Nagaloka. So everybody is afraid of Ravana. So Jagataha, the world's adhuna, now. So who is the problem maker? Who is the cause for this trouble, great trouble to all the people? Ravanasya. So Ravana was a troublemaker. And therefore, now he says, Brahma says to Lord Vishnu, Tvam, you told us earlier that you will protect us by all means. And in every incarnation, you have been protecting us from demons. And in this incarnation as Rama, you are now you are going to kill Ravana so that we are safe. So Vadha Akankshi. So now you expect that you want to kill him. Vadha Akankshi. Ravanasya Vadha Akankshi. And now the special mention is made to Manusheshu. Gods are Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and all others, 33 crores. The most troubled lot is human beings, Manusheshu. You know the background. Ravana performed penance. Generally, all demons do better penance than all other people, namely sages and so on. So, the demons perform penance, get boons from the gods, especially Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, and start troubling others. So that is their aim. That is their goal of life. So Ravana performed penance, and he performed serious penance, more serious penance than anybody else. And he had 10 heads, as we know. These are all some what you call the lore, the points of lore, Purana, where if you get a normal story, you won't remember. So when you say there are 10 heads for Ravana, 4 legs for Ravana, 20 hands for Ravana, and so on. So as the number of limbs increases, then they become demoness in nature. For example, even Indra, the Lord of Gods, has got 1,000 eyes. But whereas Lord Vishnu, as we understand from Purusha Suktam, Sagastra Shirsha Purushaha, he has thousands of heads. When there is a normal number, they are decent. When the number increases a little more, they are cruel. And when it is infinity, it is God. It is divine. So Sagastra Shirsha Purusha, Sagasraksha, Sagasrapat. Thousands of eyes, thousands of legs. That's why we can't imagine Lord in our mind. The human imagination has a limit. Now he is asking, Brahma is requesting Lord Vishnu to concentrate on the protection of human beings. I now tell you, Sagasra 1,000 infinite. So Ravana was so indifferent towards, rather he was so confident that he can win over any man, any human being, plus any monkey. So he was very overconfident that he can overpower a monkey or a human being. Therefore, Lord Vishnu planned to become a human being, planned to incarnate as a human being. So he chose Dasharatha and he was born to him. And therefore, Rama was a human being, normal human being like us. Now, this is also one reason for Lord Vishnu becoming a human being. And also another reason is, we read Ramayana to get some principles to follow. And when we want to follow the principles, another human being must teach us how to behave in life. And therefore, so he incarnated as a human being, and he was a model for all. He was a role model for all the people of the world like us. So he said, Mano Dadhaha. Brahma said to Vishnu, Mano Dadhaha. Please concentrate on the protection of human beings. Because Ravana was not bothered about a human being attacking him. He thought he could win over him, defeat him. But he realized later, a human being is more powerful than a demon like Ravana. So his concept was disproved later in the Ramayana story. Now, so let us go to the, please clarify. Refers to whom? Saha is Lord Vishnu, Tvam is also Lord Vishnu. In English, we translate it as such a person you are. Such a person you are. Saha Tvam. Because you made a decision that you must create, and then you allotted the portfolio of creation to me, and you said that you will take care of the world. So my duty is to create, and your duty is to sustain the world, protect the world, safe, make the world safe for the people. such a great man you are, such a great Lord you are. Saha he. So he refers to indescribably great quality of a man is called Saha, he. So Tamil avan, andani, Tamil andani, Sahatvam. Such a great Lord you are, then you must manaha adadaha. You must concentrate your mind on protection of the human. Now, the explanation follows now, a detailed explanation. So we will take up the number for the, what you call, the number is given in the each word, and we will be seeing the notes under the page after reading this paragraph. Sarveshwaram, Endru Sarveshwaram. Now the specific explanation for this particular verse is, so I told you just now, Ravana is a Ishvara, Ravana is God, Ravana is the most powerful man in the world. So now we understand, Sarva Ishvaraha is Lord Vishnu. He is all powerful, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, is Lord Vishnu. So there is a difference. Otherwise, we will mistake Ravana as the Lord himself. So Sarveshwaran. So what is the quality of this great Lord Vishnu, Lord Sriman Narayana? Parama Karanamana Padiyai. So he is the important cause, basic cause. In Shastra, we have got a lot of causes. Samavayi Karanam, Asamavayi Karanam, Nimitta Karanam, Upadana Karanam. There are so many Sanskrit words which I can explain to you later. So the total topmost reason is Parama Karanam. There is no highest reason than this. That reason, that cause is Lord Vishnu, Sriman Narayana. So Parama Karanamana Padiyayam Dan. Now, so now you find the Sanskrit version in the footnotes of this Tamil transliteration. So Avanukku Karyabodhanamai. Now there must be assistance, ASSISTANTS, assistance to Lord. So without the help of assistance, the Lord Vishnu will not like to do anything. So Avanukku Karyabodhanamai. So Karyabhotaha. So executive. So it will be explained in number 3. So Karyabhotanamai. So one who is involved deeply in the work which is allotted to him by Lord Vishnu. Karyabodhanamai. Paratantranamai. So there must be a dependent person. Paratantram. Para here referred to doesn't mean just other, O-T-H-E-R, but it means the highest Lord, namely Lord Sriman Narayan. So Paratantranamai. Tantraha is dependence. So Paratantraha is again dependence on somebody else. Now dependence on the highest Lord. So Paratantranamai. Then Tadadhina Padalabhanumai Irundavadi. Now we are going to say who is this Karyabodhanamai, Paratantranamai. Tadadhina Padalabhanumai Irundavadi. Now already we said that this particular person is a slave to Lord Sriman Narayana. And there are people who want to reach Lord Vishnu. So the goal of human life is what you call moksha. You would have heard about the four purposes of human life, namely dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. They are intertwined. All the four are intertwined. So when we are born as human beings here, we are referring only to the human being here. So we have to do our duty, dharma. We have to perform charity. We have to administer anything perfectly. We have to follow principles given in scriptures. We have to obey the instructions given in the Vedic sentences. So these are all what you call dharma, the polity of life, P-O-L-I-T-Y. And the dharma is what you call righteousness, as you understand easily. So we have to follow everything which is good for the welfare of the society. So dharma, artha, the money, the economics of the purpose of what you do. So when I do my duty properly, so I need some what you call benefit, and that is called artha. You can simply say money. So I must be rich. Then I must be opulent. Then we have what you call fulfill our desire, kama. So when we have desire to be fulfilled, we earn money, artha, by doing duty, dharma. That's why I said these three are intertwined. So when you don't have a desire to fulfill, then you need not earn money. Even then, you must involve in the human life normally in this world. And therefore, you have to do certain activities which are bound in our Shastras, mentioned in our Shastras. And then, so dharma, artha, kama. So when we don't have desire, the worldly desires, then we go to the next level, higher level, namely, we try to reach a destination. What is that destination? Moksham. Moksham is not, as we say, Vaikuntham or Kailasam of Lord Shiva, Satyalokam of Brahma, or the heaven of Indra, and so on. What you call, when you do service to God, Kainkaryam, that itself is called moksha. In Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, according to Sri Swami Vedanta Deshika, the author of this Abhayapradhanasara, is we consider the emancipation, liberation from the birth and death cycle, freedom from death and birth is called service to the Lord. So service to the Lord. Kainkaryam eva moksha. So barring these first three, the three purposes of human life, dharma, artha, and kama. Now when we fulfill our desires, sometimes we have unfulfilled desires, and therefore we may get a rebirth and so on. But our important foremost aim should be going near God. So how to go near God? So you have to reach his headquarters place. So how do you do there? So you do service there. So how do you do the service? As a slave. As a slave. So tadadina padalabha. Now as we reach near, when we become coming to the proximity of the Lord, then we understand that we get all the qualities of the Lord. For example, so we have full knowledge of everything. That is the one example. I will give you in detail other qualities of the Lord which we can obtain by going near him. So tadadina padalavanamairundabadiyum. Now, Tangal Naduvum, Rajavamsatil Naduvum, Sarveshwaran, Matsyadigaluடைய மத்தியத்திலே போலே ஸ்வேச்சையாலே அவதரிக்கிறான் என்னும் இடத்தை. So this should be a cluster of words which have to be taken together. Now, the decision of the Lord, namely Shivanarayana, is to incarnate. So where to incarnate, when to incarnate, so he has to decide. So since Ravana asked for a boon that no harm, there is no harm if a man, human being, is trying to attack me, kill me, or a monkey can kill me. So I don't bother about it. So we have the Sanskrit words, easy words to understand for you, for all of us. Nara. Nara is human being. Naraha. N-A-R-A. Then add or, or in Sanskrit. Va. Va means or. Alladu in Tamil. So Vanaraha. A monkey is called Vanaraha. V-A-A-N-A-R-A. So Vanaraha. So he was not bothered about these two living beings. Either human being or a monkey cannot oppose Ravana. That was the contention of Ravana, that he did not care about asking a boon for a protection from these two living beings. Therefore, so Rama had to incarnate among the people of the world. So Tangal Nadu. Then in what Varna he must be born? He must incarnate. Namely, we have four Varnas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Now why this division among the society? Namely, it is for allocation of activities of the world. Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, I created these four divisions. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Why? Guna, karma, vibhaga. According to the basic qualities, characteristics, instincts, the human instincts, we have four divisions. So the education portfolio is allotted to Brahmana, Brahmanas who perform the rituals, the fire rituals. That is more important than even the study of scriptures. Only by study of scriptures you can understand how to perform a penance, how to perform a fire ritual. Therefore, a Brahmana in the sense, not in the form of, as you say, caste. It is not caste, C-A-S-T-E. It is what we call a person attached to the Lord. Brahmani Nishthaha Brahmana. When he is always thinking 24/7 of the Lord, is called a Brahmana. A spiritual person is called a Brahmana when he is totally dedicated to the Lord. And we have the ruling class, warrior class, Kshatriya. So Rama incarnated among the Kshatriya. Yes, a Brahmana is not supposed to fight with others. He is not to, create a brag or quarrel among the people. He must be very calm. He must be always sadhu, a good person. In fact, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya says, when somebody slaps you on the cheek, you just remain calm. Don't react. Don't retaliate. Forgive him. Help him further. Why did he find a mistake in you, and then why did he hit you? Think of it. And then don't do harm as a reaction, as a violent reaction. So Kshatriya has got what we call the valor, the fortitude. A weak person comes there, you just don't hit him. Forgive him. Give him some gifts. Let him go. And it's called Dharma Veera. Kshatriya class, warrior class, the royal family. So Rama incarnated in royal family. Raja Vamshatil Naduvum. Rama was just like an ordinary human being. When he went to the forest, he showed love to Guha, the hunter, the scheduled tribal in the forest, and he moved with him like a brother. So we understand the principle from Ramayana that universal brotherhood is the aim of Rama to incarnate and teach us. So that's why he became one with the monkey, Sugriva, one with Vibhishana. Vibhishana was considered as the seventh brother, as we understand from the Tamil Ramayana of Kambanattalva, the Tamil poet, Kamban. He said, Veedananodu Eluvaranu. There were already 4 brothers, blood brothers. And 5th one was Guha, the hunter. 6th one was Sugriva. 7th one was Vibhishan. Kundrushulvan Mahanodu Aruvaranu. Guhanodu Aruvaranu. Guhanodu Ivaranu. So the universal brotherhood, whether you are in any country like USA or anywhere, India, we feel that we have a brotherly feel. So, but whereas Kshatriya has got what we call Rajas and Tamas, the quality of insolence, pride, whatever you say, whatever bad quality you can say, in order to quell the wrong attitude of the opponent. That's all. Rama had the patience to send Ravana back to his palace. In Tamil, as we say, Indru poi nalaiva. When Ravana stood without any weapon, Nirayudha Pani, as we say in Sanskrit, Rama did not hit him. Rama was not a Asuri Veera, Demoness hero. He said, go back, come with, refresh yourself, come with more weapons. I give you time. So go and come back. So that was the, what you call, the love towards the opponent, towards the enemy. So Kshatriya class, he was born, incarnated in Kshatriya class. So Tangal Naduvum, he was born as a human being. Rajavamsatil Naduvum, he was born in a royal family, he incarnated in royal family. And then, you know that Rama's incarnation was the 7th incarnation. And therefore, Sarveshwaran, Lord Sriman Narayana, incarnated earlier, that we have heard of about 10 incarnations, Dasha Avatara. So, Matsyadigalude Madhyathile Pole. He was born just like a fish among the fish. So Matsyadigaludiya Madhyatile pol. So he was just born like the ordinary fish among the fish. And then he did all these activities, namely incarnations, by his own will, Swechayale. So it is his will. Nobody can change his will. Nobody can spoil his will. So Swechayale. Avatari Kiran, he incarnates. So Rama incarnated in the royal family of Ayodhya kingdom, and he was also just among any ordinary person in the society of human beings. So that becomes the rather the Mula text, the basic text of Abhaya Pradhanasara. And we have the notes given by the commentators. The verse that I explained just today in the beginning has been given in Sanskrit very beautifully. So, samutpanneshu krityeshu lokasya arthaya kalpase sattvam vitrasyamanasu prajasu jagatodhuna ravanasya vadhakankshi manusheshu manodadhaha. So, this is from Uttarakandam, 104th canto, 11th verse. And the meaning is given in Tamil here, what I told you, but I will read it for you and then also give you something new. Avashyam erpatta poldu. So while he was doing the duty of sustenance of this world created by Lord Brahma, when there was a necessity, avashyam erpatta poldu. Ulagathirku sahayam sheidi. When will the necessity come? When we pray to the Lord that we have been in trouble. Therefore, Ulagathirku sahayam sheidi. Whenever people pray to the Lord, then the Lord will come to the rescue. So, Lord Brahma says to Lord Vishnu that you did help to the world whenever you were requested, whenever you were prayed for. Afterwards, Ravananal Sakala Pranigalum Himsikkapadum Podu, when Ravana gave trouble to all the living beings, Avane Samharika Virumbi, in order to or with a desire to kill him, finish him, Manushyanai Avatarika Sankalpiti. You made a decision to be a human being as an incarnation. So the other words already been given. Paramakaranam is Lord Sriman Narayana. Mudalavadana Karanam. Karyabhuta, Srishtikkapattavan. Starting with the Lord Brahma, Indra and others, even Ravana. So Ravana had a curse from yesterday. We were telling you that Jaya and Vijaya are the two names of the home gods in Vaikuntha. We call it heaven. So there, these two policemen were cursed by 4 sages, and therefore they were born. The second set of birth was Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and Ravana was created, and Tadadhina Padalabha. So later on, after the what you call Samhara, killing, Ravana got back to Vaikuntha as the sentry of the Lord, Jaya and Vijaya. So, just for the illustration, I want to tell you that if you go to a temple, when you enter into a temple, you just salute, take the permission of the two gods at the entrance, at the door. So we call him Jaya and Vijaya. We call them Chanda and Prachanda. In every temple, there may be some different words to tell us that they are the gods of the temple. So when you go in, so you just salute them, take the permission and go in. This is our procedure, normal habit to go. So now what happens is Ravana became again slave after his death. Most of it is intelligible to you, understandable to you very easily. Sambamurti Swami has got the.
Yeah, I have got one doubt.
Yeah.
When you say what is Paramakaranam and this, what is the implication of that Paramakaranam and all in this?
Now, Paramakaranam is the highest reason, the foremost cause.
That I understand.
Right. So
What is the Paramakaranam?
Parama, there is no other cause better than this or better than Lord Srimanarayana.
I understand that word, but in the context, that why they is who is the Paramakaranam or what's the Paramakaranam? What is like that?
No, Lord Brahma, the foremost Lord Creator, wants to praise him, wants to praise the Lord.
Okay.
And because Ravana is giving a lot of trouble to especially Brahma, and he wants to appeal to the Lord that you are though I am given the department of creation, you are the first cause. And you have to solve my problem. My immediate problem is Ravana.
Oh, so I understand now. Because he is the Paramakaranam, he is requesting him.
Right.
Okay.
So I told you the Sanskrit words Samavaya Karanam, Asamavaya Karanam, Upadana Karanam, Nimitta Karanam. I can give you one example. This is a normal illustration given in Shastras. You take a potter or Koyavan, Kulalaha, we call it in Sanskrit. Kulalaha. A potter, a man making mud pot. I'm not talking about any other vessel. So mud pot. Man Shanti Undagraro.
Okay.
So who is the cause for creating this pot? There are many causes. A potter must be there. Kulala must be there. A Koyavan, a human being who knows how to do it, must be there. A skilled person, a skilled man.
Okay.
Then number two, there must be a wheel on which he will place the clay and make a shape. So the wheel is another cause.
Okay.
And in order to rotate the wheel, we have sometimes a bull, one or two bulls. Or you must have a stick to rotate the wheel. The stick is a cause.
Okay.
Then main cause is clay. Without clay, you cannot make a pot.
Right.
And in order to make the clay a pot, the potter must be there.
Okay.
So the potter is now the Lord Srimanarayana is a potter.
Potter.
The clay you can say Brahma. The wheel is Indra. Then you need water to make a shape. So mix the water with the clay and then make a shape of the pot. So you want it for what you call a plate, like a mud plate, or tattu, mud tattu. And kodama, in any shape that you want to make. So a part of a water jug in different shapes.
Thank you.
So we have so what you call Nimitta Karanam is Lord, Upadana Karanam is also Lord. This is where we in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Another illustration I'm giving. A man wants to cross the sea, cross the ocean. So he needs a boat, minimum. He doesn't have a motorboat. So he just has a what you call raft, R-A-F-T. Or ஒரு சின்ன பாய்மர கப்பல் அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ ஒன்று வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். So you have a small raft, ஓடம், தமிழ்ல ஓடம். So he wants OAR, துடுப்பு வேணும். அந்த தண்ணியை தள்ளுறதுக்கு துடுப்பு வேணும். You need a boatman. ஒரு டிரைவர் இருக்கணும். நீங்க உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது எப்படி ஓட்டணும்னு. அதனால you need not only you need a raft, you need an oar, you need a boatman. And you have to cross the ocean. You have to cross the other shore of the other bank of the river, say, or other shore of the ocean. Now let us take Lord Sriman Narayana's role here. He is the man who is traveling in the boat. He is the boat. He is the water of the ocean. He is the other shore. He is the oar. He is the boatman. So Paramakara.
Right. Paramakara.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I mean, as a human being, we are helpless. That's a problem. The important concept that the first step of total surrender in Abhaya Pradhana Saram or any book of Sharanagati, total surrender is all of us must feel we are helpless. I can't help myself. So I have no capacity to help myself. Then how can I help you? It's a problem. So suppose I have a family problem, then family problem cannot be solved by you. So your family problem cannot be solved by me.
Okay.
The whole problem, all problems can be solved only with the Lord. So how to do it? How to solve the problem? Pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord. You say that he is very graceful. He is very sympathetic. Lord Sriman Narayana is highly sympathetic towards all the creations, not only human beings, but also all the living beings as well as non-living beings also. So you are talking about his mercy, daya, karuna.
Karanam.
This is karanam, cause.
Paramakaranam.
Paramakaranam.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम् कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.